Okay guys, now I'm back with my new video again. So without any further delay, let's move to it. So lastly talked about the scope of barista at the ending of my video. So I'll be continuing from that section only. So last time I said the scope of barista is also divided into two sections, that is primary and secondary. And primary includes barista, junior barista, barista and head barista. So without any further delay, we'll be moving about what is coffee to me. Coffee is a coffee is a coffee is a beverage. It's a beverage which is made by roasted and grounded coffee beans. Um, so uh, for some people, or for the most of the people, it can be the source of income as well, because you can serve coffee and earn a lot of bucks, and even set your career as a head barista or junior barista. You can continue with having intern, like uh, the same thing that I have been doing since uh, 2024 September 24. So without any further delay, let's know what is again coffee. Coffee is also a caffeine content drugs that can make us very happy, active, and refreshment. It is also used for refreshment purpose. And what is actually a caffeine? Caffeine is a drug that stimulates our brain to focus on the thing which we weren't before. Okay, it actually activates our brain system or nervous system, and make us focus on some particular thing. So there might be some different advantages as well as disadvantages of caffeine. If we talk about the advantages, coffee beans and coffee actually makes us very active, focused, and you'll have that energy to work, right? And even caffeine, sorry, I mean to say caffeine, it's also good source of energy and good for maintaining the weight as well, especially the losing. It helps for those kind of people who are willing to lose their weight as well. But talking about the advantages, there might be disadvantage as well. Every advantages thing has a disadvantages, so you need to consider that as well. Like caffeine can makes your sleep order very nasty. I mean to say, a person can face a insomnia, a sleep disorder. So you need to be very choosy to take that caffeine, right? So it also put more pressure for you, like pressure disbalance. It makes your pressure disbalance, and you won't be able to handle those pressure. And if you talk about the addiction, it also makes you addicted. Those caffeine also makes you or just advances you to the part of addiction. So that is also the another part. And what actually, or who actually needs to avoid this coffee? This is also the main question. So the people from age 65 and above, or 60 and above, must avoid this, because as I mentioned earlier, it also can people can face insomnia, and even pressure disbalance. So yeah, underage people and overage people must avoid this. And the person who is facing a pregnancy period, or incubation time or in pregnancy period, a woman must avoid taking caffeine containing coffee, or coffee containing caffeine. You can say anything. So there are that's all. I think even hot diseases, a person facing hot disease or low pressure can't handle it, so even those peoples are the one who needs to avoid coffee. So without any further delay, let's move to our next section, that is the waves of coffee. How the waves of coffee gradually increases from 80s to 20s. So in 80s, people used to brew coffee manually just by their hand, or just making it fine, grind size, mid fine or fine. And a common example is Nescafe. Uh, Even today, in today's world, people from the country where coffee is not so popular, they utilize or have the maximum use of Nescafe. Now, also basic knowledge of coffee was developed. Actually, the knowledge of coffee and the hot water plus coffee dust was a common way to eat coffee. Now, that has been shifted in 90s as well. In 90s, there was the development of some machines, semi-automatic machines especially, and Starbucks was also invented at the same era. So Starbucks is very old. So we could actually blend coffee by machines at those times. So development of coffee was the major part, and even more knowledge about coffee was introduced. So without any further delay, let's move to the third wave that is the wave that is still running, and that is the third wave, where the advancement of coffee had been made. Specialty coffee was developed. Specialty coffee means a non-profit organization. Specialty Coffee Association actually is a non-profit organization that promotes the coffee culture not only in a particular country but overall in the world. So especially coffee, which is a high grade coffee, 80 plus grade coffee, was developed in this era, and even more scientific research has been going through this time. So hopefully the fourth wave will be more superb, more advanced. So that's it for today. Let's sign off.